This video is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Make your purchases through my personal link in the description to help out the channel. Furthermore, if you want to support me more directly, you can check out my YouTube channel membership for fun emojis and sneak peeks, or my Patreon. Links in the description. Okay, so let's take a look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Arkham City Riddler. And this is a really exciting figure for me to take a look at because Arkhamverse Riddler in general is my favorite version of this character. I think the Jigsaw-inspired schemes are really cool, and I think that his personality is just spot on. He's such a narcissist. So when McFarlane showed this off the first time, I was really intrigued. I never really liked the original DC Direct Riddler because he had a really weird facial expression and he was also a bit of a statue. He couldn't really do anything. But this guy is fully poseable, which I will get into in a bit. But if we take a closer look at the face here, this is a very good face. However, not really the biggest fan of the mouth being open, and then he also looks to the side. Not really a big fan of that either. And then these glasses, at least he comes with glasses, but they are just straight up black, and that's not what he looks like in the game at all. He has like purple tinted glasses, and I think it's a pretty important aspect of the character to be able to see his eyes. So if I were to ideally do some tweaks to this, I would make the eyes go straight, and I would replace these glasses, and I would also redo the mouth so that it's not open. It's just like a really big smirk. I mean, if you cover up like the lower lip, you can kind of get that already. But yeah, aside from that, he is really well sculpted, but he's missing so much paint. Like, you see all of these question marks. They're supposed to be a kind of goldish yellow, and it's just completely unpainted, and it looks a bit cheap. And these buttons here are supposed to be silver, and these boots here, I'm not really sure, but I don't think they're purple in the game. Yeah, upon further inspection, the boots are just supposed to be straight up black. So there's a lot of potential in this figure, but he just misses so much. There's also supposed to be like some black lines, like cross lines here across all the purple bits here and along his tie. And for the accessories, he comes with this cane, and it's just a gummy piece of crap. It doesn't even completely look right. It's the wrong color. It's just really crappy. I don't understand why they didn't make him come with like a Riddler trophy, considering that's like the quintessential Riddler accessory. I really don't understand. I don't think anyone ever made a Riddler trophy, which is a really big shame, because I would love to have one, and he can like pose with one. But articulation at least is really good all around. It's your typical like McFarlane joints, so you can pretty much do anything you want. The knees aren't horrendously ugly like they usually are with McFarlane, and the double jointed elbows work really well. Got really good movement here in the neck, and he just drips with personality. Like, I know a lot of people don't like side eyes, me included, but you can't really deny that in terms of like dynamic expressions, those side eyes really help. But I am a bit of a vanilla poser, and I like everyone to be able to look straight ahead, so I don't really care for this. So yeah, let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's probably going to be this video. Let's take a look at the old DC Direct Riddler. So this is my custom head for the Riddler. It's resculpted, as you can see. He has a closed mouth with a big smirk on it. You can see his eyes through his glasses. I think these are like Doctor Who glasses I painted kind of purplish, and then you can also see they're a little bit too short here on the side, but it doesn't really matter. And then I repainted the entire head, gave him like a nice little subtle stubble here. And yeah, I was thinking of doing a head swap. Also, another cool thing about this head is that the hat comes off. But oh yeah, I was thinking about doing a head swap. Furthermore, you can also just see like the amount of detail in terms of paint that this guy has and that this guy lacks. I also think the green of this guy is a little bit too like bright. I think it's supposed to be a little bit murkier like this guy here. You can also see the missing paint on the gloves here. I'm not really sure about the cane. I think like sculpt-wise, this cane is probably more accurate, but I just hate the material it's made out of. I may have to do something about that if I can. But yeah, let's I do want to try a head swap and see how that works out. So McFarlane figures are usually pretty easy to just take off the heads, and this one was no exception. So with the head now removed, we can have a closer look, and I think this looks pretty freaking good. So let's see how it looks on this body here. I think the heads are roughly in the same size. Like, this one's obviously wider, but yeah. So looks a little bit small, but he also misses his hat. I mean, for starters, this would have to go way lower. Maybe before I do anything drastic with the original DC Direct head, maybe I will just try to fix this one up. Because I don't really think it's going to be that difficult. But for starters, let's remove these glasses. It shouldn't be too hard, right? So after removing the glasses, this is the sculpt, and I don't really like it. I feel like the eyes are really misaligned. I feel like this one is way too high up in comparison to this one. Like, it works, I guess, if you have the glasses on, because it's such a like cartoony expression, but like you can definitely see that the other eye, it's not just more open, it's straight up sculpted to be higher up, and it just looks really weird. Like, I guess on a whim we can just try to rectify it. Okay, so I've adjusted it slightly. I'm at like a decent spot now. I'm still not completely satisfied with it, but let's try to do the eyes. The eyes are still a little bit offset, but when I put the glasses on, it's pretty much gonna hide most of it. So for now, let's just punch in this little green for his eyes. And now for the mouth. Okay, so we have finished work on the face. I might do some more work on the stubble because I don't think it's all that consistent, but you get the gist of it. And I also colored in like the pockets purple there, and I did all the little question marks yellow, and I fixed the outline, and I did this like armband thing he's got, and I painted these buttons on the pants. However, as you can see, I didn't really do them like the little question marks perfectly, and that's because I was planning on griming them up anyway. So Riddler in the game is pretty unkempt looking. He has obviously like the stubble because he's been working so much and hasn't really been doing any self-care. So I figured I would grime him up with a very washed out black wash. So what I mean with that is I took some of this black wash here, and then I diluted it with a lot of water. So I'm just gonna put that on like so, and that's gonna not really alter too much, but it's gonna be enough to grime it up. And I don't want to do like a really drastic change, that's why I watered it down so much. I might also go in with like a very light type of like dry brush. Yeah, we just slather this all over the figure essentially. And now we're gonna let this dry a little bit before we go back in with a dry brush, and like we'll see how it turns out in general. Okay, so here Riddler is finished for the most part. I didn't actually have an Acadian flesh tone, which is usually the paint I go with when I paint skin. So I just try to match this skin tone to the best of my abilities. So summary: resculpted the mouth so it's closed, redid the eyes so he's looking forward, gave him some stubble, gave pretty much all of his body a black wash. I painted in all of the little question marks, marks, and then I redid the outline for this because everything was like, it was really off, and then painted this little armband thing. So right now you're probably thinking he's missing something, and yes, he is missing his glasses. So instead of going for these glasses here, which he came with, I think these glasses look kind of dumb and they don't look anything like the ones in game. I'm gonna use these ones, and these are the ones I used for my custom Arkham City Riddler from DC Direct, and I actually cut out some grooves here on the side, you can see here, and a little bit here maybe, and this is where the glasses kind of slot in, and you have to kind of finagle them a little bit. I still don't like how the eyes are really uneven. Like, this one here is way higher up than this one. I'm not really sure what they were going for, but I think with the glasses on, it's way less noticeable. So yeah, I think this looks really, really good. Again, like I said, a little bit of finagling, like so. Looks really good. I think the smirk turned out really good. I was planning on doing something with a cane, but maybe some other time. I just don't really like how gummy this cane is. I was originally planning on just giving him the DC Direct cane, but it's really small in comparison because these are two completely different like scales for figures. So I'll just put this in his hand for now. And there we go, Riddler. Compared to Batman, he is quite a bit shorter. I don't really know what McFarlane is doing in terms of scale. I don't think Riddler is this short in comparison to Batman. But anyway, pretty stoked to have him, and I think he turned out great. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed.
This is hardly a surprise. I always knew I was better than you. Well, well, so the shaved monkey has failed. How utterly, utterly expected. Riddle me this.